brand new video. And as you know, um, we're on this journey here. We're talking about the healing journey, I should say. Uh, like, fix your anger. That's a huge problem right now for a lot of people. They are not working on the anger issues that they have. I do not know if they know how to. That could be a huge part of the problem, right? But don't forget, while you are here, folks, like and subscribe. And comment down below. This helps the video to get out into the YouTube universe, and more people need to see these type of videos. So that way, more people can start to become aware of, um, fixing the anger. And I made some videos a while back, and we're talking about this, anger, high negative emotions, which comes out in a way where it's unpleasant. All right, and people tend to not want to be around you because of the way how you are behaving. Okay, so I said the people who I see affected the most from this, or to a large degree from the anger, affected by the anger to a large degree, are men from single mothers household. And not having a masculine figure in your life to instill discipline in you, it's a problem, because you are not going to get anything done without discipline. You have never really learned how to be committed to anything whatsoever. Okay? So, you're not committed to anything, and you are not disciplined, and you are just, and also, so you are not committed, you are not disciplined, and you are not consistent. These are the things, these are the principles that will get you from point A to point B. So every single day when you get up, if you can find something to be disciplined at, to get good at, then you probably should go ahead and do so. Right now, anger seems to be a huge problem for a lot of people, and I don't believe they understand how to even get themselves from out of that rut. It is a terrible place to be in, a terrible spot to be in. Most people do not want to be angry. I don't believe that they want to be angry. I think that anger, took over their lives. And here they are trying to figure out how to rid themselves of this poison, right? And it's taking over their entire system, and it's caused them to lose friends. They are having troubles at their jobs, in their household, business place, and so forth. And it's just not a good place. It's not a good state to be in, all right? And those of you who are struggling with it, or those of you who have been through it, understand what I'm talking about here. So, dealing with the anger issues, yeah, that must be done. And you cannot sit around and expect to get any really good results. It's just not gonna happen, all right? And this is why I am here to explain to a lot of you how I have overcome that disease, right? That mental disease, because that's what it is, or that emotional disease. Because emotionally, it's emotional injuries. Took a lot of try, a lot of work, and I'm still working through some of it still. But it's not as bad. It's gravels in the road now. It's not, big boulders like when I just started out. So it's a lot easier now to deal with now. So, I can just grab my broom and sweep away those gravels. All right. So don't forget, folks, while you are here, like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. So Now we're gonna go. We want to go from being angry and bitter to a state of peace and calm, where we are not a danger to ourselves and danger to other people. Mango 2, what's up? All right, because we do not want to be a danger to ourselves, and we do not want to be a danger to other people as well. And this is why the anger issue must be dealt with. We can try to hide it and cover it up all we want. At some point, somebody is going to do something, and it is going to come out. And we do not want it to come out, especially when we are in a company of polite people. Being positive helps a lot. God5 fan, what's up? All right. So years ago, when I got on this journey here, trying to figure out how the hell do I even deal with this thing here called anger, because I never really met anybody who quite understand what I was going through, what I was going through at the time. So I decided to grab my stuff, head to another city. Then I was in that city for a while. I realized that it wasn't working out really. Then from that city, I moved to another city, and then from there, hey, Dylan, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming through. I hope y'all are being warm. I hope y'all stay warm in Florida down there. I heard it was cold down there last time I spoke with you. Right? So dealing with the issue, the issues of anger, right? And I was moving from place to place because I realized that I need to heal myself. And I understand that it was going to be a long journey. So what I did was like I said, I moved a couple of places. But things didn't start to turn around until when I got into fitness. And what I heard about people who are lifting weights and so forth, they tend to be happier people. And I didn't know this at the time. I did not know this at the time. But it was like a year ago when I get really committed to the fitness journey. I started to notice a lot of changes in my mood, and I became a lot more happier. It didn't really make any sense to me at the time, but by listening to people talking, and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling that. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really good. And they were saying that runners typically are happier people. One of the reasons for that is running opens up some little chemicals in your brain called endorphins. These are the chemicals that makes you happy. Happy chemicals. And then I learned that people who are into fitness, lifting weights and so forth, typically they are happier people. And another thing also with fitness people, they are more attractive. Runners, typically attractive people. People who lift weights, typically attractive people. So these are the benefits that comes with getting in shape and staying in shape. Get healthy and stay healthy. Get fit and stay fit. Right? And don't be a quitter. Stay on the grind until you start to see success. So, but then I add another piece to it which nobody really talks about. So I combine running and lifting weights. We call that hybrid fitness. So hybrid fitness plus mind exercises changed the entire game for me. Right? That led me to start to feel like I have never felt before. I felt like I spent my whole life chasing down this feeling, and I was never able to, acquire it, to get it. And then about, say, not too long ago, maybe when I got to the 1 year mark, I believe that's when things really started to change. After the 400-day mark, I know I have a thing called sciatica nerve. After 400 days, that went away. So here you go. I solved another part of the problem, pain. So pain begins to start go away. I started to become more healthy by doing all these workouts and exercises and runnings and running all these long distance. It pays off over a period of time. All right. Now the mind exercises, combine all those things. The hybrid fitness with the mind exercises. I have never knew that I personally, that one day I was ever able to go to bed happy and wake up happy. I did not know I would be this positive. I was never really a negative person, but on the outside it seems fine on the outside. But on the inside, that was a huge monster going on in there. I'm fighting and I'm trying to deal with it, not knowing how to. You know, I even lost friends because of that. Okay? These are things I'm not happy about. But it was part of the journey. I have to go through that in order for me to be where I am right now. So, got on the journey. I discovered something called personal development. Never heard of it before. Couldn't spell it. Didn't know what it means. None of that stuff. Finally, I start to listen to some audios, reading some books, and when I came across Bob Proctor, and he was talking about the paradigm and how the paradigm controls your life, it runs your life. So you decided that you want to go east, and the paradigms is in the west. You're gonna stay in the west. You're not gonna go into the east. Not gonna happen. Okay. And then when I came across Dr. Bruce Lipton's work, it totally changed the game for me. And he was talking about epigenetics. So he's saying that the environment that the cells live in dictate how that cell is going to be. So he would run these experiments because he is a cell biologist. So he's a doctor, cell biologist, and he used to work at the Wisconsin School of Medicine. And he will get these cells and then he will put them into different environments. And then some of these cells will turn into bone cells, fat cells. And he was wondering, muscle cells, and he was wondering what was going on. Because they told him that genetics is what dictate how your life is gonna turn out. Hey Stacy, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Appreciate you. And so he put up all these, he was running all these experiments. But they told him that genetics is what determined the way how your life turned out. And then he realized that, you bet, Stacy, appreciate you stopping by, right? So then he realized that no, environment dictates how the cells, what the cells develop into. So why am I saying this here? Okay. Hey Dennis, why am I saying this? We human beings, we are made up of, I think, 50 trillion cells. So that should right away, jumped out. And one thing I learned on this journey here, if you can move into a different environment, please do so. It was a big help when I made a jump from the state that I was in to this state here. When I made that jump, it was a huge shift. And then it begins to become more clear to me now after I start to make these moves. And then I start to get into shape, hybrid fitness, and then I start to do these mind exercises. Azar boy, what's up? Appreciate you, mate. Thanks for stopping by, man. Long time don't see. I don't hear from you. Yeah. And I started to make these moves, folks. And I noticed the change. I have felt something that I have never felt in my entire life. I got into a state of peace and calm and quietness. All right, Ricardo. Appreciate you, man. Happy holidays to you too as well. Thanks, Arza boy. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for the love. Right? And I notice more and more and more. The more I stay in the gym, the more I stick with my running, the more I do these mental exercises, the more peaceful I become, the more calmer I become, more and more. And so day in, day out, I make sure that I put in the work into these areas. Huge shift, change. And now I'm here to tell you right now, you can live a life without anger. You can do it. You can do it. If you follow what I'm telling you here, because that's how it worked out for me. That's how it pans out for me. Now I'm in a state of peace and calm. I don't worry about a whole lot of things anymore. I just don't. When you can get to a state where you don't have to fuss, fight, argue with other people about almost anything, it's a beautiful state to be in. People shows you more respect, and you become more kind, more loving, more peaceful, more caring, more compassionate. Introvert, appreciate you, right? More compassionate. You start to respect and love other people, and they just start to dump it down on you. You are not gonna believe you are going from being an angry person to a person who is full of peace and joy. And also, you become a positive person, and guess what happens? People love a positive to be in a company of a positive person. They do. When I show up at my job, nobody at my job gives me any type of headache. None. Period, point blank. None. Why? Because of the state that I'm in, the mood that I'm in, my attitude, my behavior. None of it suggests that I'm about to rub somebody the wrong way. Doesn't happen. Okay? I would like some of you guys to accomplish this, what I'm telling you here, which is wash away the anger. You don't need to be angry. Whatever is making you angry, I want you to do something about it. Some of you might not able to do something about it right away, but please pay attention to what is causing the anger. There are two parts to the anger. Okay? One part is you are not getting what you want out of life. The things that you want out of life is not happening. Maybe you need to be in Montana raising horses. If you are not in Montana raising horses, you are just not going to be a happy camper. And you are somewhere out there stuck in the middle of LA, working a shitty job, trying to pay bills. That doesn't sound like fun. Going to Montana to raise horses, you would do that in an instant. Or maybe you want to be on your farm. Maybe you want to be out there in your barn at night, working with your animals. Okay? Maybe you just want to live on a ranch somewhere out there in the middle of nowhere. Some people are like that. Or you want to get into your truck or your camper van, whatever, and drove into the back country somewhere in New Mexico to go hang out over there by yourself, because that's just how you want to be. I mean, that's what makes you happy, being by yourself out there in the middle of nowhere. Until you start doing these things, happiness is not going to start to show up into your life. Um, exactly, introvert. Get up and move. Get up and move. I'm from somewhere else too, and that was how I felt about it. At the time, I said, I am getting the heck up out of here, and that's what I did, and here I am today. Without me making these moves, folks, I could not be here talking to you right now. I only can talk to you based off of how my life turned out, because I actually make the move when I get the call. Remember when I got the damn call and I didn't take the call? I know how painful that was. I should have just go. Okay? I was listening and I let other people stop me, and it was a painful lesson to learn. Anytime I get that voice in my head that told me to take any type of action and I don't, folks, you have a navigating system within inside of you. This might sound crazy, but it's telling you, your GPS is telling you to go there. You need to go. I don't care how small it looks. Like for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. When I got the little voice in my head and it told me to go get a pickleball bat and go play pickleball with some people, have zero idea what I was even trying to do. Anyways, I started playing pickleball with those people. And you know what happened? Later on, more recently here, something came up, and guess what happened? All those people come together to help me out. And these are people who I haven't played pickleball with in months, but because I spent that many months playing with them, they still remembers me. All right? That was one example there, because I follow through on what that voice inside of me told me to do, and I did it. Same thing for you too. Maybe you are a little overweight. This could be a girl or a guy. Let's say it's a girl and she's a little overweight, but she saw that freaking guy that she wants to get to. Yeah, she can get to him and she can sleep with him, but she probably can't keep him. But if she lose the weight, she has a better chance of locking that guy down. That should be your goal. Listen to the voice. It's telling you to lose the weight so you can get that attractive young man that you desire to be in bed with. Just go ahead, just do it. Or you, sir, as a man, you maybe you're in your 50s and you probably still want some children, and you need to get in shape, get off the couch, stop drinking the beer, get in shape, and you need to go get with this hot young Latina because you need to make some children. You start going to the gym, start working out, and that is going to be your goal. Getting that Latina makes you more happier, and she gives you some children. You gotta follow it. You gotta listen to the voice, that voice that comes from within. It's telling you to do something, to do things, and you need to get up and you go do it. When I grab my phone and start making these little videos, and I would in the car, and I would be making these videos, and I start posting them on my TikTok and and so forth, and then I start posting all these videos on YouTube. Those little stupid silly videos gave me a large number of my subscribers. Okay, I think I am really good at following that voice whenever it gives me an idea. I'm really good at following it, and I'm also really good at sticking with it. I think the universe has blessed me with one skill, and that is consistency. I can stay with something for a very long time, which is damaging sometimes, but also when it works for me, it makes my life tremendously better. All right? And this is something that I want to pass down to a lot of you guys. Please, whenever you get the call and he say you must go, you need to do it. When some years ago something happened and I got the darn call and somebody said, this is what we're going to do. And I said, okay, sure, fine. I was listening to that person, and by following that call, I ended up in the right people because I want to make certain moves. It's like, whatever you want to call it, God, the universe knows what I wanted to do. And they put me in the right people, put me around the right people who connect me to other people. You gotta do this. So now, so we're talking about anger. So part of the anger is because you're not doing what you truly desire deep down inside of you. And that's why you are so angry. You are not doing the things that you want to do. You gotta follow it. All right. The next part of the anger now, where you come from, where you grew up, you learn by observing other people. You copy them, you emulate them, you observe them, you watch what they're doing, and then you start to behave like them. Okay? So let's say there are some angry people in your household. This could be your mother, your father, even your siblings, who are those people who you grew up around. But you start to copy, model, and emulate those people. Okay? What start happening? You start behaving, because remind you, these people just are some angry folks. So you start to copy and learn from them. Later on down the road, you become just like them because it's now in your program and you do not know how to rid yourself of it. And this is when you are gonna have to change that program. That takes work, right? That takes work. Okay. So 2 parts of the anger. One part is you're not doing what you want to do. The next part is you need to change the programming. Okay? And this should be your mission. All right? I do hybrid fitness. So I do running plus lifting weights, push-ups and pull-ups. That's like my favorite thing to do. Um, exactly. Exactly. Right? And I got good at some things. Like I really got good at making friends and also keeping them, because a lot of us, we can make friends but we do not know how to maintain the friendships. So yeah. Yes sir. Yeah. So that's really what how I myself become the person who I am today. Without those bad experiences, I couldn't be talking like this today. But if I can prevent some of you from making those terrible mistakes that I've made, I don't want any of you guys to go through what I went through. Thank you very much, Hungwing 16. Right? I do not want some of you to go through to have the experiences which I have. I have some experiences which, yeah, I am from Jamaica. Um, I do not want you guys to have to learn the harsh way how I learn, the feedback, the way how people react to me and respond to me, because I want to change so bad. And when I looked around, there were no one present that could actually tell me how to really change. I have to go on this journey here for myself to go figure it out. And which is great, because now it made me the person who I am today. I am a happy human being, kind and pleasant. I don't have the headache that a lot of people have. I live a pretty much headache-free life. Now I'm just trying to be kind and be loving and gentle to the people who are in my life and for the people who are going to come into my life. I do not want to treat anybody wrong. Okay? And I do not want to I do not want the people who comes into my life to treat me wrong. So I want to avoid attracting broken people, because this is what is going to happen. When you are broken and they are broken and you guys come together, you guys create a mess. Okay. Yep, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Finding myself becoming more happier than I have ever been before. I spent my whole life, folks. I spent my whole life searching for peace and calm, searching for happiness. Spent my whole freaking life not understanding how to even get it done. Sometimes I remember when I sat down by myself and I'm thinking, my God, can I just get out of this state here? Can I just be something else? Can I just be something else different from this? But no, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't, and that's for me. It's like no understanding it now. It's like like the people in my life. I want to make sure that they are treated fairly, and it's just that yeah, I don't get any rush out of hurting other people. I don't get that strong rush. Oh man, this feels good hurting that person. No, you know, and that's the journey I'm on right now, and I'm getting better and better at it every day. So the things that actually help me, dear folks, you need to move. You need to pick your stuff up and you need to go when you get that call. This call might become in your wife decide to go cheat on you. The girl that you like decide to say that she's gonna go take off with somebody else. Your husband decided that he met this young 22-year-old and he was like, yeah, I'm going with her. Our time here directly between me and you is up. That gotta be hurt. That gotta be painful. Maybe your job. Oh, your job that you've been working there for a long time. Company sold, they fire you, awarded a war. They just fire you for no reason at all. Nah, whatever happens, happens there. You got the message and you got the voice in your head. I mean, like, okay, I have always wanted to write music, write songs. And you pick up your notebook and you get to writing, you take up your guitar and you start playing. Maybe, whip out those paintbrushes that you have stored back up into the alley somewhere there, and you just roll out that darn canvas, and you don't even have to make any sense. You just start painting from right to left. Just start making strokes. Whatever happens, happens. You get the message, you get the idea, follow through. This, without you make the move, you're gonna stay where you are, complaining, being miserable. The girl that you want to date, you can't get that girl because Brian, you are out of shape, Brian. And if you put on some muscles and get a six pack and show up over there and you know ask her out, you might have a better chance. Doesn't mean you're gonna be successful because sometimes success it doesn't really happen, but you have a better chance of getting her to go out with you. And this is what you should do, but you're not doing it. You walk past the gym every single day. I'm gonna go over there next week. 2 years later, you have the weight on. You are still thinking about the girl you want to date still. Come on, stuff like that. Make the move, take the action, do the things that you know you need to do in order for you to get the results that you want to get. We all want to be happy. Happiness is something that, especially women, you hear women talk about this a lot. Me and my happiness. I want to be happy. I don't blame them one bit. Yeah, we need to be happy. For men, it's a little bit different. We need more we need more peace. So it doesn't take me a whole lot to be peaceful. I go to work, talk to my friend, and we talk about running, go to the gym, and so forth. I have no beef with anybody. I have no enemies. So I come back home and I am happy as hell. Because I don't need that much to be happy. Okay? For you might need a whole lot of stimulus. I don't. So those are the things that led me to where I'm at today and changed my life. And I know it can change your life as well. You gotta wash away the anger. It's holding you back and it's keeping you where you are. Get rid of the anger by making the moves that you need to move to counter that state that you are in. Get up out of it. Head west, wherever you need to go, and go figure it out. Maybe you are in a country and you need to go to the city because you might get a music deal out there. Man, take the shot. Take the shot, take the chance. Go out there and go do it. I mean, New York is kind of crowded, but if that's where the calling is for you to go to New York, man, go out there. You know what I mean? And when you go there, make sure that you better keep your head on your body, because you have all types of stuff to distract you. Drugs, alcohol, women, everything, and you might want to stay the course, hold the line, stay disciplined, stay committed, stay disciplined, and stay consistent. Take action. Over. Done. Okay? Ryan here with a new video. Looking forward to see you soon, a new video. This has been a wonderful session tonight. Looking forward to see you guys in a new video. Don't forget, while you are here, to like and subscribe. Comment down below. This really helps the video out to get out into the YouTube universe. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you very much and have a good night. Bye for now.